Hey guys, welcome to Jaxbeautifulyou. Today's video we are going to be talking about sexy perfumes. These are the perfumes that I have in my collection that make me feel super sexy. They have sex appeal, and I feel like these are fragrances that men seem to kind of gravitate towards on a woman. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Jackie. Thank you so much for clicking on my thumbnail today. I really appreciate you being here. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for all your continued support. I truly appreciate you. Let's get into this video. Alright guys, so I have mentioned in a previous video that I do not really do sexy very well. Whenever I've tried to flirt or be sexy, whenever I try to be sexy, it's actually really awkward and painful for everyone involved. And so I usually, I just try to be myself, you know what I mean? I'm the type of person that kind of like makes awkward situations more awkward. I actually have some social anxiety and I am actually pretty introverted. Now, when I feel comfortable, when I'm around people that I know and I feel comfortable, then I can be myself. I feel comfortable with you guys now. I feel comfortable on camera, so I can just be myself. In person, if I don't know you, I'm like, ugh, I like turtle up. And yeah, so it makes it difficult for me to be outgoing and sexy and all of that. But these perfumes do make me feel sexy. They bring out that side of me to the best of their ability. Now, some of these fragrances did make my husband's top list, but some of them didn't. That video that I did with him is a great video. I absolutely love that video, but I don't think that he recognized several perfumes that he's made comments on in the past. So he smelled every single one of my fragrances in my collection, and obviously we had to do it on paper. I couldn't spray every single perfume on me, wash it off. He wasn't able to smell most of the fragrances on my skin. And so to him, I think he just didn't recognize certain perfumes because there were certain ones that didn't even make the top 20 that he's made comments about in the past. Let's go ahead and start with a perfume that didn't make his top 20 because he didn't recognize it, but he has commented on this one several times, and I feel very sexy wearing this. This is by the House of Guerlain, and this is Mon Guerlain Intense. This used to be my go-to date night scent. He has complimented me on this perfume several times, but on paper he just didn't recognize it. So this is one that makes me feel classy, sexy. This is classy, this is sophisticated, this is grown woman, but it still has a very deep base that just feels super sexy, but in a very elegant way. This is one of the first perfumes that I got in my collection when I started collecting perfumes that just blew my mind. It was just a mind-blowing, like, whoa, I had never really smelled anything like this before. You know, I don't really feel that way now. Like when I smell it, I'm not like, oh, I've never smelled anything like it before necessarily, but it still is mind-blowing to me. It is still one of those wow factor perfumes. So this is lots and lots of lavender, but lavender done well and lavender done in a feminine way. Sometimes lavender can lean really masculine, but this is pure feminine energy right here. Sexy, elegant, classy, feminine energy. There's lots of vanilla in here. There's patchouli and licorice in the base, which gives this incredibly deep, seductive, sexy base. I'm gonna say sexy a lot in this video. You know, we should make a game out of it, like a drinking game. Like you do a shot every time I say sexy. I'm kidding, don't do that. It has really great performance, and it is just a classic. It's a staple. It's one I never want to be without. I could never declutter this. It's just such a perfect date night fragrance in my opinion. This would make a great first date impression. You know, like if I were going out on a first date and I wanted to just make a really good impression and I wanted to know that I smelled incredible, Mon Guerlain Intense is what I would choose. I love this one. Okay, up next, very new to my collection. This is by the House of Argos, and this is Fall of Phaeton. There is something so magical about this perfume, you guys. I have fallen madly in love with this. This has some spiciness in the opening, so there's some cardamom that I get in here. There's some, I think, pink peppercorn. I definitely get like a brightness in the opening. I think there's bergamot, maybe some lemon in the opening, so I get this brightness. And then there's lots of vanilla. I definitely get that. Lots of vanilla, lots of tonka bean, but then there's some darker notes in the base. There's labdanum, and then there's also leather in here, but the leather is really, really smooth. Leather, to me, if it's done well, is sexy. As long as it doesn't smell like harsh, cold leather, like you're sniffing someone's leather jacket, I don't like that at all. But a smooth, soft leather that kind of darkens up a fragrance, there's something about that that just is incredibly intoxicating. Definitely get your nose on this one. This one is unisex, and I feel like it's going to smell sexy on both a woman and a man. I mean, literally anyone can wear this, and it just smells incredible. Amazing performance, 10 out of 10 perfume. It's unique. I've really never smelled anything like it. I love it. So this is by the House of Argos, Fall of Phaeton. Okay, I've been talking about this one for a little bit now. I recently got this one, and I really haven't been able to stop talking about it since I got it. This is by Stefan Humbert. This is Venom Incarnat, and this is sexy. This is sex in a bottle right here. I cannot get enough of this. And this did not make my husband's top 10. It didn't even make his top 20, but I don't care because I feel super sexy when I wear this. And that's what it boils down to. I mean, I definitely care about my husband's opinion. Don't get me wrong. He's my best friend. He's my partner. He's my world. He's the love of my life. But I wear perfumes for me. I care about his opinion, but in the end, my opinion is the one that matters the most, and this makes me feel like $1,000,000. It really does. It's so good. It's got strawberry. It's got wild strawberry. I think that's what does it for me, is because I know what wild strawberries smell and taste like, and that's what's in here. It smells like wild strawberries. It's so, so good. There's blackberries, there's raspberries, there's caramel. I get a lot of the caramel, and then I get the leather in here, but to me it smells more like suede. It's really, to me, not an animalic, harsh, cold leather. It is definitely very smooth in here and very sexy. This is mysterious. This is sexy. This is like badass sexy. It's sweet but sexy at the same time. Like someone who's sweet and nice, but you don't want to get on their bad side type of situation. You know what I mean? It reminds me of, okay, this is an older TV show. It was called Alias. And it had Jennifer Garner in it. And she was super sweet and super nice, but she was a total badass spy at the same time. That's this perfume. This is Jennifer Garner. She was Sydney Bristow. This is Sydney Bristow in a bottle, okay? And I adore it. I think this has amazing performance. I get all day wear out of this, and this just makes me feel amazing. So this is by Stefan Humbert, Venom Incarnat. Okay, another perfume that my husband did not recognize, and I don't really blame him because this doesn't smell the same on paper as it does on skin at all. This is by Navitus in collaboration with AI the Great, and this is Ambrosia Imperiale. This is a perfume that my husband, I've worn this one a couple of times, as you can see by the dent, out on a date night, because I feel like this one has really sexy saffron in it. My husband has commented on it when I wear it. So on my skin, he really likes it. He's told me he likes this perfume several times, but when we did our testing video, this didn't even make the top 20. So I was like, whatever, I know you like this one. I know you love this one. You've commented on it before, but I couldn't just test I couldn't keep testing all of them on my skin. So anyway, so this one I actually got a sample of before I purchased a full bottle, and I remember wearing the sample, and then my husband and I went out to dinner, and we were sitting outside, and it was really warm outside, and the sun was beating down on us, and this perfume was just giving life even in the heat. Even though this is a gourmand perfume, it was performing so well in the sunshine, and it was wafting off of me, and I was feeling it, and my husband was telling me how good I smelled, and it was just beautiful, and I knew I needed a full bottle of this. So this has saffron in the opening. There's some Divana. This is banana. It smells like a banana dessert, but made in a perfume way. There's caramel in here. It's so, so good, you guys. It's very musky at the same time. It's very airy and wearable, but it smells like banana dessert done in a very wearable perfume way. It's edible but sexy. It's not too foodie gourmand. It's not too thick. It's all year round. You can wear it in the heat. You can wear it in the cold. You can wear it anytime, any place. And yeah, there's something about this perfume that it just is addicting in my opinion. I think it's the saffron for sure that just makes this uber sexy and appealing, and I can't get enough of this one. So this is by Navitus Parfums in collaboration with AI the Great, Ambrosia Imperiale. Okay, this next one is a designer perfume, but it is unique. I've never really smelled anything like it, and it's because it has the note of gunpowder in it. This is by Viktor&Rolf, and this is Flowerbomb Nectar. This is not talked about enough. There is something so special about this perfume. Well, first of all, this is very sweet. So if you're not into sweet perfumes, just know. And the other thing is, it does have gunpowder in it, so that's not going to be for everyone either. There's kind of a metallic feel. I don't think metallic's even the right word, but there's something in here that might not be appealing to everyone because not everybody's going to like the way that gunpowder smells. But this is another sexy but yet badass perfume. This is beautiful, this is mysterious, but it's super badass because of the gunpowder. I mean, seriously, there's gunpowder in here. There's just something about that. I don't know why, but it just gets me. It's unique. I don't know. I know there's other perfumes that have gunpowder in it, but I don't own any perfumes that have gunpowder in it, and I certainly don't think I've smelled any other ones, but this one is super sweet. It still has that Flowerbomb feeling to it, but it's sweet and it's unique and it's a different take for sure. This is a beast mode perfume. This sucker is strong. It will fill up a room and people are going to be able to smell you for sure. So be prepared for that. This is a cold weather fragrance for me. I can't wear this in the summertime at all. It's too strong. So this is by Viktor&Rolf Flowerbomb Nectar. Okay, of course we have the naughty sexy perfume. This is one I talk about all the time. This one I like to wear on those kind of date nights. This is by Jean-Paul Gaultier and this is Scandal. Now, I used to have Scandal by Night, which I really liked too. I really liked that cherry vibe in the fragrance, but this one is my favorite. This is a honey bomb. This is honey, it has beeswax, it has all kinds of notes in it. It has blood orange in the opening, so it's not just honey, but this is a lot of honey. You definitely have to be a fan of honey and you have to like raw honey. But there's something about it that makes it so sweet and so sexy. There's also licorice and patchouli in the base, which I've told you guys a million times on the channel. I think that is the magic seductive combination. There's something about licorice and patchouli together in the base of a perfume that just makes it so sexy and mysterious, mixed with that sweet, sweet honey. It's so good, you guys. I love this one. The performance is beast mode. You will definitely fill up a room, and you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared because this is one of those perfumes that if you're not feeling that confidence that day, if you're not willing to have this strong of a perfume on, it's a perfume that could wear you. I try not to spray too much of this one because I don't really want to like overpower. It could be overpowering. So if you just do a couple sprays of this, it's actually not that intense. But if you go ham on this, you're gonna choke people out. Or at least you're going to get their attention, for sure. This is an attention-grabbing perfume, for good or bad, because not everybody loves this perfume. I really don't wear it all that often because this is a certain vibe for sure, and I really have to be in the mood for it, but when I am, I just absolutely love it. So that's by Jean-Paul Gaultier, Scandal, the Eau de Parfum. Up next, we have by the House of BDK, this is Rouge Smoking. I feel like playful, flirty, sexy in this perfume. This perfume, I don't know what it is about it. It has this cherry Coca-Cola feel to it, which doesn't sound sexy, right? That sounds more like playful, youthful, but there's something about this perfume that gives me a playful, flirty, sexy vibe. There's some spiciness, there's some pink pepper in the opening, there's cherry, so that's what it smells like. It smells like a cherry Coca-Cola, kind of. It gives me a fizzy feel to the fragrance that reminds me of Coca-Cola. Some people say they get root beer from this. I don't get that. I get too much cherry in here for it to smell like root beer to me. Lots of vanilla, lots and lots of tonka bean. It's absolutely to die for. I love this one so, so much. This is a polarizing scent though. Some people don't like this perfume at all. This is not going to be one for everyone. This is definitely one you need to test for yourself. But if you love this, I feel like the people who love this perfume really love it, you know? And I am one of those. I just adore this fragrance. I think, no, I don't want to say this is my favorite BDK because I have so many from that house that I love, but I certainly love this perfume. They need an extrait of this because this isn't the best performing fragrance in the world. It's okay if I overspray it, but it's not super loud. It's not super strong. It definitely isn't going to fill up a room. And the longevity is only about 6 hours for me. I think it's super playful, fun, and sexy. So that is by the House of BDK, Rouge Smoking. Okay, this next one I think is one of the sexiest perfumes I have in my collection. I'm not sure what it is about this perfume, but every time I wear it, I just feel that vibe for sure. This is by the House of Xerjoff, and this is La Capitale. This is kind of an amazing perfume to me because this is one of the first fragrances that I smelled that I fell in love with that has a noticeable note of oud. I feel like the oud in the base of this is definitely there. I can make it out for sure. When I first tried this perfume, it was not a love at first sniff because I wasn't sure how I felt about that base. There's leather and there's oud in the base. There's a darkness for sure. But the more I wore it, the more I realized it was very smooth to my nose. It wasn't overpowering. It doesn't smell like barnyard skanky oud to me. It doesn't smell like harsh cold leather. It just smells smooth and dark and mysterious. And then the opening is lots of strawberry, lots of caramel. It is so sweet in the opening, but then so dark in the base. And that contrast is just sexy. There's something about it. I love it. It's super addicting. I can't get enough of this one. It's very warm. It's very ambery at the same time. There's definitely saffron in here for sure, which again, saffron just makes perfumes sexy. Like if it has saffron in it, it's probably going to be sexy. And I think it smells so good. Really, really, really great performance on this one. It will last all day. I have no issues with the performance. People are going to be able to smell this, and you are going to smell unique and mysterious. So this is by Xerjoff, La Capitale. Okay, there's something about the note of myrrh that I find completely sexy. I think it's because it's a darker, more resinous type of feel to a fragrance, and this perfume is just sexy, it's unique, it's interesting, and I just love it. This is by the House of Moresque, and this is Seta. It's not thick and dense per se, so I feel like I could wear this all year round, but it has this myrrh and sandalwood in the base that I find so good. It's just good. This does have some brightness in the opening. There's some bergamot in here. I think there's some ylang ylang in here. And so there's a little bit of a contrast, like a little bit of a brightness in the opening, but then you get a lot of the myrrh. The myrrh is definitely the star of the show, and then when it dries down, you get that sandalwood, and I just think it's so good. This is an underrated perfume. I don't really hear a ton of people talking about this one, but it is just a sexy date night perfume. This is sexy, but it's not loud sexy. It's not naughty sexy. It's not even really playful sexy. This is just confident. This is a confident, sexy woman. This is a grown woman who knows who she is. She doesn't have to prove anything to anybody. She doesn't need a lot of attention. She's just confident, and she's just sexy, period. She doesn't have to try too hard. That's just what she is. She doesn't have to act sexy. She just is sexy. So this is by the House of Moresque, Seta. Okay, this next one is by the House of Givenchy. This is L'Interdit Rouge. It's sexy because it's spicy. It's spicy, it's white floral, it's sandalwood, it's got some sweetness to it. It's got some blood orange, but it is spicy in the opening. It is like, woo, there's a nice little spicy kick. I would say if you like the original L'Interdit, and you like spicy, you're going to like this. This definitely has L'Interdit original DNA vibe for sure, but with lots of spices in the opening, and it just makes it super, super sexy. I think this color of red, this like blood red, is sexy, and I think that the way that this smells really represents the color. It's kind of like vampy, you know? And a lot of times vampires are like sexy, right? It's kind of vampy. That's the vibe that this perfume gives me. I think this is great performance, definitely going to last you all day. I think this is a super, if you're trying to go for that mysterious vampy vibe, I think this is a perfect one for that. And if you like spicy, white floral tuberose perfumes, if you like a nice sandalwood, patchouli, vetiver base, this one is just, it's so, so good. I love this one. So this is by Givenchy L'Interdit Rouge. Okay, up next, we have another one with leather in it because there's just something about a smooth leather, that darkness, I don't know, I just find it super mysterious and sexy. This is by Une Nuit Nomade, and this is Sugar Leather. Okay, you've got lots of cinnamon in the opening, but then you get this sweet, sweet, sugary caramel deliciousness. And then I get lots of this smooth, leathery base. It's spicy, it's warm, it's inviting, it's intoxicating. It's amazing performance. It's perfect for this time of year. It's perfect for the holidays. I cannot get enough of this. This did make my husband's top 10. This made my husband's top 3. This is one of his all-time favorites on me, and I think this is one that men are going to smell on a woman and just want to get closer. Definitely have to be a fan of cinnamon. You definitely have to be a fan of caramel, and you absolutely do have to be a fan of leather. Even though this is a smooth leather to my nose, it's still prominent in the fragrance. So that is by Une Nuit Nomade Sugar Leather. And last but definitely not least is by the House of Oud Dates Delight. This is sexy. This is the epitome of a mysterious, sexy woman. This to me is a semi-gourmand. To me, this is not a full-on gourmand, but it definitely has gourmand touches. I think that there's sugar in here. I think there's some honey in here. Lots and lots of dates. I definitely pick up the dates, and I think they're so delicious, and they smell like a dessert, like something with dates in it that smells like a dessert, like baking cooked dates with lots of sweetness. It's really, really good. There's also some florals listed in here, but I don't really get floral. I think there's peony in here, but I don't really get that. The base is what I love. So I love that sweet date, yummy, delicious dessert feel, but then the base has this darkness to it that definitely makes it super sexy, mysterious. I feel like the bottle is a really good representation of how this perfume smells. Why I think of color sometimes when I smell fragrances, and I don't know, this bottle just fits perfectly. But it definitely has some darkness swirling around in the base. Kind of gives it a little bit of like a Middle Eastern touch. So it's like gourmand, sexy, Middle Eastern kind of dark base. I love the contrast between the two. It's so, so good. I love these bottles. These bottles are hand dipped, so no one has the exact same bottle as anyone else. This will last you all day. Definitely strong enough to cut through the cold, and super, super sexy. So that is by the House of Oud Dates Delight. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Those are the sexiest perfumes I have in my collection that make me feel super seductive. And I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section what you think of these perfumes. Do you like them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? I want to hear your opinions for sure. Let me know in the comments what your sexiest perfume is. What do you wear when you want to feel your ultimate sexy self? Let me know. I would love to hear from you. If you did like this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope everybody is having an amazing day, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!